Hi, guys. Welcome to our channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to our channel. Do aliens really exist? So make sure to watch the full video. Yes, aliens do exist, but there is some clarification that must come first before concerning what you mean by aliens. Aliens do exist, and if you want a wide interpretation of the word alien, including all living consciousness that are not you, not residing near you or of the same grouping as yourself, then we would open a Pandora's box, and this video would need to be as long as an entire book. Everything you perceive from earth, rocks, insects, trees, flowers and humans is composed of living consciousness, not of course of your same level of comprehension, but living matter nevertheless. Fortunately, I know what you mean when you talk of aliens, so other than to say that the experience of even animals is so different that they could almost be classified as aliens to your world, and it is amazing that you can coexist as well as you do. So we will not include other living consciousness less than your own or that you do not perceive, but try to limit our explanation to similar types of living beings that you would like to sit down with and enjoy conversation and a cup of coffee. We will not be considering animals here either, or any of the countless realities that swirl through, around close to your own physical earth. You cannot perceive them, but that doesn't mean that they don't exist, and quite as real as your earth. This subject covers so much ground that the best we can do is scratch the surface. I think one of the great ironies of your civilization at this stage of its development is the question, are we alone? Since you are not even alone on your own planet, but you will never meet an alien walking down the street, tip your hat and say, "Have a good day, sir." I hope you get the inference here that all aliens are not materialized in the same way you are, and the general rule is that you only see your own kind. Why is this? It is because your perceptions are highly tuned to create, form, reality along certain lines, within certain highly specialized fields, and then to perceive what you have created that falls within those specific parameters. Other realities that have been created by others not like you, but just as valid, will be totally out of your range of perception, so to speak, and in physical terms, you will never be able to perceive them. That does not mean that you will forever be unable to communicate with them, and as your abilities grow, you will learn to use inner communications to contact other civilizations that you would otherwise be unable to sense using your physical perceptions. There are literally countless physical and non-physical realities with beings at least equal to or more advanced than your own, swirling around, through and near your dear planet Earth, and you will never rub shoulders with them. They are as real as you are to their own kind, but to you they have no substance, seem to lack physical structure, and will remain invisible. They utilize the same properties of the Earth as you do, but to them, your constructions do not exist. They will never bump into a pyramid or an Empire State Building, yet they might indeed walk through them, and you walk through their constructions every day. Needless to say, there are countless realities that have no need for physical form and exist in what could only at this time be likened to your dream reality, and of course, their experience, value, satisfactions and growth is not dependent on atomic structure to the extent your is. They do not need a planet or a star to exist, and could actually exist in what you would call empty space. Of course, to them, the space would not be empty at all, but filled with a different kind of psychic constructions, a reality, quite as real as your own. In your universe, there are countless systems of reality, and physical systems are not the norm. The most advanced entities and their home systems are not physical at all, and the need for physical expression decreases as the inhabitants of any plane evolve and progress. The highest entities do not occupy physical systems, although they and others like themselves have created many systems, worlds and universes, even though they evolved from other systems and never experienced physical reality. Now here is what you really want to know. There are what we could call parallel realities, that have originated within the same overall universal camouflage system as yours, gone on to other planets in your solar system and universe, and do have the ability to travel through your same space, utilizing technologies far superior to anything you may now envision. These beings, by the sheer nature of their advanced technologies, do have the ability to traverse the immense distances required to reach other inhabited planets. Their technologies and advanced understanding of the true nature of the universe allow them to take shortcuts to their destinations. Space is not really what it looks like to you, and others see through the illusion and can penetrate space in ways that are difficult to explain. Space and all it seems to contain is simply your interpretation of available fields of energy that you mentally configure into something that makes sense to you. It makes sense in different terms to others not like you. You do not have the ability, because of the vast distances between inhabited physical systems, to make such journeys, since your technology simply would not permit any viable space travel, even in the foreseeable future. The planets within your present range are uninhabited by any kind of consciousness that would be meaningful to you, since the necessary ingredients to support your type of physical structure does not exist there. Aliens, visitors from other worlds have visited your planet in the past and will do so in the future, but that does not mean that any meaningful interspecies communications will happen. Now here is the strange thing about this kind of space travel, and I have mentioned it before. Your time system is yours, and yours only, and you cannot project it and apply it to the entire universe as it applies to other beings. Your time system does apply to the entire universe as experienced from your own perspective only. The inhabitants of any world/system create their own time systems in line with their particular kind of consciousness, so when you travel the universe in your present, you may discover a planet that is indeed inhabited. But in their past relative to your present, and in their past, they may not yet exist in relationship to your now, but they would indeed exist in their now, which would be their present, and you would not yet have reached that point in their time structure. I have used uppercase letters in the preceding paragraph to emphasize the time relationships. So, in most cases, even when you do accomplish modest space travel, you will find only desolate, uninhabited worlds, unless you are lucky enough to match your present with their present, and to find those you could possibly connect with, you would have to travel thousands of years. Your time is not relevant to other planetary civilizations, and their present is not necessarily your present, although it could be. Your scientists are correct in assuming that there are certain basic minimal physical requirements for living beings to exist and flourish, and these conditions are not found on the vast majority of planets. Although the inhabitants of other physical systems may differ from yours, there are still the rudimentary ingredients needed for a civilization to be able to experience certain values and satisfactions for meaningful development that may not be present. The existence of water, chlorophyll, and the abilities for photosynthesis to develop come to mind. That does not mean that life cannot exist without photosynthesis on other planets, for it can, but for life that would be comparable and compatible to human beings, it is a necessity in physical life. You will eventually visit some of the more advanced systems after you have matured and evolved out of the Earth system. Since all systems that are not part of your physically constructed, parallel universe, and there are many, the material construction of their home environment and their objects, using atoms quite differently than your system, there would be a basic incompatibility with their space vehicles and your physical atmosphere. In other words, your world was created under conditions unique to your species, and the same holds true for other civilizations. Other systems are created under their own conditions using atomic structure differently. This creates a basic incompatibility, atomically speaking, between the two systems, and objects would have trouble surviving the immense pressures encountered when entering a different system from their own. This problem is overcome by very advanced beings that have learned to change and adjust the atomic structure of physical manifestations to their liking. Visiting aliens would be entering your system utilizing a space vehicle constructed in their own system, under its own camouflage configuration, and this incompatibility would create a voracious use of energy by the visitors, their space vehicle using vast amounts of energy to maintain its home system form, while also trying to adapt to your system whose physical components would be totally foreign to them. All systems construct their objects using atomic structure differently, and there is a natural tendency for any object within any particular system to adopt the inherent atomic structure of the system they are entering. It's just what atoms do, but this gobbles up enormous amounts of energy. That is why those that visit your planet in their flying saucer cannot stay long, and the inconsistencies in the description of their vehicles, changing and trying to maintain their form, accounts for the variations in the descriptions of their vehicles as they struggle, while changing, to hold stability. The vehicles are caught between two different worlds and are fighting to maintain their own viable construction, while straining to adapt to the new reality system. What is unbelievable is that your armed forces have on many occasions attempted to shoot these vehicles out of the sky. Do you not understand that beings that could master space travel would be so beyond hostile acts as not to even understand your motives? And of course, you could do them no harm. War, killing, murder are only a reality on your planet, so you must keep it there until you learn the real lessons that to kill something is to kill a part of yourself. This knowledge is prevalent throughout the universe, except on your planet, which is essentially a training system for newly emerging consciousness. What this really means is that any civilization that has the ability to tour the universe are so far beyond your stage of development that they simply can do no harm. So if you are looking for the Klingons, forget it. At their stage of development, aggression simply doesn't exist. There is what you would call alien civilizations inhabiting planets in your universe. Some are physical and some not. There are systems of reality with real beings that are not solid in your understanding of the term. Their realities are somewhere between subjective and objective, but they are far more developed than your own. Some of the most advanced entities in and outside of your universe have never been physical, but were instrumental in the original impression of energy into physical matter and the creation of countless physical and non-physical systems. A universe can have many occupied planets, also many systems with no planets, but inhabited planes. Planes are not physical in your terms, and can move through planets and never know it, and they often do in your system. There are many other dimensions, universes and planes that will remain undetected by your physical instruments, including the universe of antimatter and the dream universe. There are many varied dimensions and planes that utilize the same space and the same raw materials. Here is another aspect that you must consider in your search for alien beings. You must remember that your physical body construction is a camouflage overlay of inner form. In many ways, all reality including your physical body is an hallucination. When you peer through a telescope, gazing into outer space, you are utilizing a camouflage instrument constructed within your camouflage system utilizing exactly the same components as your camouflage physical body. So you are only viewing one camouflage illusion through another. If you really want to find the real truths of the universe, you have to be able to look inside or beyond the exterior camouflage into the inner universe. There is good news. There is only one true type of space travel, and that is through inner space. You scientists will learn after much trial and error that physical space travel in a spaceship is fruitless, takes too much time, and will always be met with frustration. Traveling the true universe is like traveling the infinite mind of all that is, and all physical appearances exist in other terms, waiting to be explored. You are not there yet, but you are on the right track. But first you must learn that the true enduring reality is that which is underlying what is observable by the physical senses. What do you think of our video? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also remember to subscribe to our channel and enable notifications so you will be the first to know when we upload a new video. Thank you for watching.